I told you guys from the end of April to mid-November, I had a bill that went from $250 to $400. What would you think I would be talking about? A car payment or? Well, I'm talking about your light bill. That's that one bill a month that we know that little voice in our head goes, oh my gosh, not again. I unfortunately believe in what I'm going to tell you about today, and it's different ways to save energy. My bill stays the same every month. It averages from 1 to 130. But Miss Tammy, on the other hand, has a bill which is $238 and turns into $400. That is just horrible. So we're going to give you some ways to save energy today and different kinds of energy. That's a copy of Miss Tammy's bill. But I'm going to talk to you about renewable energy. There are different kinds of energy. Renewable energy is the solar energy, hydropower, biomass, the oil, geothermal, ocean energy, and the wind energy. Those are energies that can be replenished. There is the non-renewable energy, which is once it's gone, it's gone. It cannot be remanufactured. So this is what we need to focus on and try to find out what we can do to save this. We have about 40 to 100 years, they say, before this is absolutely gone. There are different kinds of non-renewable, and Miss Tammy is going to talk to you about it.
Okay, on our non-renewable energy sources, right now, throughout the whole world, 85% of all energy used comes from non-renewable sources. Right now, we have a pretty good supply of these. Most developed countries are dependent on non-renewable sources. This comes from fossil fuels, which are basically fuels that are found in the earth, created from leftover remains from like plants and animals, that kind of thing, but they take a long time to form. The good thing about non-renewables are they're easy to access. You can get them pretty quick, it's just turning them into the energy sources that take the time and the technology and the cost. Okay, our most abundant non-renewable source right now is coal. Right now it's estimated that the world has a reserve of 100 trillion metric tons of coal. The coal reserves, the most that we have, exist in Eastern Europe and Asia. We have a good bit in the United States, but not as much, not the kind they have there. So we're dependent on them for a lot of our sources that we have. Currently, the world is using an estimated 5 billion metric tons of coal per year. Our next non-renewable is crude oil. This is the liquid form of the fossil fuels. Mississippi Power states how much oil is left in the ground, how much of it can be economically recovered, and what it costs by the time we can purchase it. Are highly variable because of the cost that it takes to get them to be able to be used. Over 50% of the world's oil is found in the Middle East. Unless we have significant sources, new sources that we can find to supply these, with the usage rate that we have right now, it's estimated that our oil supplies will be exhausted within another 30 years or so. Natural gas. This is the byproduct of oil recovery. The current estimate of natural gases right now is 100 million metric tons. At the current usage levels, this will remain available for about another 100 years. Our nuclear power. Nuclear power is water that's heated and converted into steam. It can be used, it is derived from fossil fuels. This is also, depending on the way it's harvested or used or recovered, what technology is applied to it, what final form it's put in, it can be the most toxic form of fuel that we have. Okay, according to ecomol.com, the average American produces about 40,000 pounds of CO2 emissions per year. This is the reason one of the reasons we really have to start saving on these energy sources.
This right here is a slide that shows you pretty much the percentage and the breakdown of the energy the different energy things that we just talked to you about. It tells you about the non-renewable and the renewable ones. And this right here is a slide that tells you where we spend our most energy on. As you can see, we spend our most energy on in our industry, in our buildings, things like that. Transportation spends 28%, residential in your home 21%, and commercial is 18%. This is a slide as far as our residential in our home. We spend most of our energy in our heating and cooling. This right here just tells you little things that breaks it down, the lighting, the washer and dryer, refrigerator, and things like that. How much of our energy is used and how much of that is going towards these high